Mama said there'd be days like this. There'll be days like this, Mama said. Hello and welcome to another episode of Truth from the Trail. I'm here at Gathland State Park in Maryland with some really cool Civil War stuff around, and plaques and buildings and walls, and a really cool place. Maryland has not been kind to me, as the pictures have shown, the rain and the bad weather and the cold that's come in. But I caught a little break here at Gathland State Park with it not raining for a little while, and I thought this would be a good time to bring you another episode of Truth from the Trail. You know, there's an expression that says love is blind. Well, I don't know about love being blind, but love does overlook things, doesn't it? I know some of the loves in my life. I've got 6 fantastic grandkids, all the way from Daisy to Maylee and Emery and Hadley, and then there's Cooper and Addie, and I just love them to death. And the miracle is they love me. It's no miracle that I love them, because they are lovable, but they love me in spite of myself, and that really is a miracle. So maybe love is blind. I mean, my grandson Cooper has been my biggest fan on this channel. I think he was my first subscriber, and thanks, Coop, and you hang in there and keep watching this stuff. But love may not be blind, but love does forgive, and love is unconditional. And so today I want to bring you a very short story from the New Testament that illustrates how love is unconditional. I've been dealing with some stories early in the ministry of Jesus. And by the way, I am here at Gathland State Park, and so you may hear road noise. You may even see people walk around in the background or whatever. But early in the ministry of Jesus, is what we have been dealing with. But I'm going to jump forward a little bit in his ministry, a time when he was in the temple, and while he was in the temple, the Pharisees, who were constantly trying to catch him, went about it again. So our story begins with Jesus and his disciples going to the temple, and the Pharisees and some of the other people brought to Jesus a woman who had been caught in adultery. And they said, this woman's been caught in adultery, and according to the law of Moses, we're to stone her to death. What do you say? Well, Jesus bent down in the ground and just started doodling in the dirt. And they stayed on him. What do you say? What do you say? And finally he stood up and he said, whoever among you is without sin, you be the first to throw the stone at her. And he bent back down and he started doodling in the dirt again. Well, one by one, they began to leave, starting with the oldest down to the youngest. They turned and walked away until there was no one left standing there but Jesus and the woman who had been caught in adultery. And Jesus said, woman, where are your accusers? And she said, well, gone, there are none. And he said, neither do I accuse you. Now, go and stop this sinning. And our story ends there. It's a really short story, but it's loaded in a lesson. To me, it's loaded in a lesson on unconditional forgiveness and acceptance. First of all, we look at the story, and there's some strange things that happen in there. One, where's the man? If she was caught in adultery, there had to be a man involved, and so where is he? They didn't say anything about him. He got off free. But according to the law of Moses, the strict interpretation, their interpretation of the law, they could stone her to death. And Jesus wouldn't have any of that. What was he doodling in the dirt? No one will ever know. Isn't that a fun thing to try to speculate? Some have said maybe he was writing the names of women some of them had been with. Maybe he was just writing their names. Who knows what he was writing? Or he may have been just doing stickman. I don't know. But this doodling in the dirt is really irrelevant. The life lesson there, first of all, is that when we start pointing fingers at someone in judgment and condemnation, we need to be careful, because it is possible Jesus was writing down some of their sins. None of us have made it without messing up. So there's one life lesson that we need to be careful about, pointing fingers at other people and judging other people and putting people down because of what they've done, when maybe the finger could point back at us. Another very obvious life lesson is that this guilt and conscience got to these guys as they were thinking about they didn't have a right to judge. When we think about, well, he got his, or she got her, or he deserves this, or she deserves that, maybe very similar to the first life lesson. Be careful about pointing a finger, but also be careful about, I need to be careful about thinking somebody else gets what they deserve when maybe I deserve the same. The biggest life lesson to me, though, is in the fact that Jesus did not condemn this woman. Even though she was guilty, he did not condemn her. Because to me, it's a lesson that true love is unconditional. It's like I said, my grandkids love me just because I'm Papa. And I don't deserve that. And I haven't done anything to earn that. But they love me. And you know, we think, boy, if they really knew the real me, but that's love. Love is unconditional. And when I look at that story of Jesus and this woman caught in adultery, I see a love that is totally unconditional. Didn't matter what she had done. He offered her love and forgiveness. And that's a good lesson that he does the same with me, and I should do the same with other people. There's one final life lesson that I think we skip, even if you knew the story, and it's fun to talk about that unconditional forgiveness, but that last life lesson is a pretty biggie, and that is he told her you're forgiven, I don't condemn you, but now you need to go and quit doing that. Jesus does forgive us unconditionally and accepts us unconditionally, but he wants us to live above the level of yielding to temptation. He said, go and let's get it better. Let's do it better, and let's get it right. Well, I need to put my pack on and head north and get to the next shelter before rain comes back. And if you ever get a chance to go to Gathland State Park somewhere in Maryland, it'd be a great place to go. I'd love to stay here a while, but I can't. I hope to see you next time on Truth from the Trail.